Good day, everyone. I am going to split up this heuchera. It's long overdue to be split up. If I peek inside, you can see there's already a ton of natural divisions. And so I'm going to use this heuchera to finish the front yard display. Out of that one heuchera that is only a year old, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bits. And you'll notice that when I was dividing them, I didn't have to get a big root ball or anything. As long as you have just like a little bit of roots on this rhizome, I don't know if it's called a rhizome, but that's what it looks like an iris rhizome, then that should be just fine. And actually dividing them up kind of like irises to get rid of the bulkiness of the roots and bring it back down to this is actually what is considered recommended, because otherwise they tend to bolt out of the ground, and like you'll end up seeing this on the outside of the ground, like standing up like that, and then they're just too much out of the ground, and then they will eventually just dry out and die. So dividing them up you're only supposed to do it every 2 or 3 years, but this one just got so big that I thought, might as well get some free heucheras out of it. All right, this is where I'm gonna place them. I'm gonna put them across from the caramel heucheras. Oh, and I didn't say what kind of heuchera this is. It's cherry truffle. And no, it's not the exact same as like that one or even the red ones from over there called Rio, but it's fine. It's in the same family. And then 2 more there. And I decided to put the 6th one replacing this one, because this one, I don't know what happened, but it is very different in appearance as these. See these? Even though they're not the same, that was like peach flambe, and this is cherry truffle. Like they still have the same ruffling kind of look, and this one doesn't. So I'm just gonna switch this out. And there we have it. I've reorganized this area. I even split some of the caramel. Actually, I only split it from 2 caramels, yeah. So I had a pretty large caramel over here, so I took a chunk out of it. And then I had another caramel here that I took pieces from. Oh, bus. So now it's filled in nicely, and I'm almost dead positive they're all gonna take just fine. It's like really tiny. See, I really took some tiny pieces, but again, they're just gonna flourish. It's gonna be great. So I have them alternating in color, reds and the caramel color. Oh, and I just want to make a note, Bobos are supposed to do this later, but these are brand new and they're still establishing their roots, so I think some of the blooms are just drying out or dying early, but this isn't what it's supposed to look like at this time. So which is fine. Just the blooms were early because they were nursery plants, and then next year they'll be more on the same timeline, well, a little earlier than the limelights. So there, I think that looks great. Oh yeah, can you see down it's like a little alleyway. Now there's just one thing to think about, is the corner. It's a bit of a slope, and I didn't want to put another bobo there. Although I'm sure it would be fine to put a bobo there. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I do know that I've changed my mind about adding more. I am going to add more to the front beds. And because my neighbor is adding more on his side down the edge here, so I don't think he'll mind that I do that too. Again, it's a slope. I'm wondering if I have to put rocks or some sort of edge here to contain the soil. I don't know, but my plan for this whole area is a grass substitute, so it's still gonna be very low-lying, mostly sedum. So even though my grass is beautiful, it's that monoculture of nothingness, right? It does nothing. Grass does nothing. And we have so much of it, my neighbor and I. And, you know, God love them, they cut my grass. So I really can't complain that it's not a reason to garden this up, is to have it less maintenance for me, but definitely less maintenance for them. So if I just kind of swoop and then boop, and then a bunch of sedums, I think that's the plan for next year. I gotta take my extra little, I have no idea what the name of it is, but true red heuchera, and bring it to the backyard somewhere. Right between the two dianthus. I'm hoping this suffering dianthus will eventually perk up. It just has too much water, and we did have 2 days of sun this past 2 days, but yeah, it's gonna rain tomorrow again. So this is like the first year I've ever said, okay, calm down, rain, it's getting a little too much, you know. So I think that putting the red here really picks up on the orange echinacea. And of course, putting orange next to the blue spruce globe, I think really makes the blue pop more. And it's like a color contrast. So yeah, let's see how it does there. And we'll take it, well, I mean, we'll check it out next year. All right, that looks good. Always moving stuff around. And look, I'll be able to do a post, I think, tomorrow or the next day on this hibiscus. It's just about to pop. Okay, thanks for following along. I didn't show my face today, weird. Okay, well, that's my hand. So, till next time.